Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Club with the Man 1993 coming at you for my live preview and predictions video for this upcoming Sunday's pay-per-view WWE Hell in a Cell 2018. Now, of course, take place at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on the WWE Network. And if I'm not mistaken, let me double check actually. Where is that pay-per-view from again? I cannot remember now. I have a brain cramp. Let me just double check that really fast here. Hell in a Cell. We've got, let's see here. Yeah, it's in the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. So that's where it takes place this Sunday at 7 o'clock on the WWE Network. And, of course, myself will be live after the show for a live review. And, again, depending on, how I feel, because I am having my friend Daniel Gaiza over, shout out to him as well, to watch as well at Hell in a Cell. I may do some live reactions at Hell in a Cell for a couple matches. I'm thinking maybe with Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, because I'm really thinking Jeff Hardy would do a daredevil move. I was thinking maybe Charlotte and Becky Lynch as well. I'm not too sure. I mean, if the results for Roman and Strowman I knew weren't going to be bad as I'm expecting the result to be bad, I would do live reactions for that match as well, because that still could be a pretty darn good match. But, of course, the results has a bad taste in my mouth, is what I could see happening. Oh, and also maybe for AJ Styles and Samoa Joe as well, but I'm not sure what to expect since I'm a little disappointed with this match for one particular reason, but I'll get to that shortly. Talk about that upcoming. So I'm going to do these predictions. I'm going to try to move a little quick because I am a little bit on a time restraint. I am going out to dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe with some friends tonight. I got to leave in about an hour, so I don't want to be too long on here. But I will hopefully be live again later on tonight for my special stream of the week, my top 10 Hell in a Cell matches of all time. Still working on that list. I got 8 down, trying to get 2 more in there, trying to decide what I think is worthy of being in there. So that will probably be coming later on tonight. Live chat, we got so far. We've got King Larry, of course, going, yes, 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 yes. What's up, Larry? We got Ahmed saying hi. What's up, Ahmed? And, of course, wait for it. All right. All for you, Larry. Oh, Mike! You guys are awesome. What's up, Ahmed and Larry? Welcome to the live chat. Let's get started here with these preview and predictions videos. So to start off, first off saying, this card only has 8 matches, which I actually find very refreshing as needed, especially if it's starting at 7 o'clock at night. I really don't think this pay-per-view is going to be like, a 4-hour show. I mean, then again, last year's Hell in a Cell card for the SmackDown brand had 7 matches, and it went about like 3.5 hours because the Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens match, which was still good. I still like the match, but it went on for like nearly 40 minutes, I remember. So, I mean, hopefully, I don't think we'll be getting that long show, but I don't expect a 4-hour show out of these 8 matches. Of course, Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank. Well, Money in the Bank, I expected to be like a 4-hour show. Extreme Rules didn't really need to be a 4-hour show, in my opinion. Backlash was a crummy card. It was 3.5 hours, of course, earlier this year. But anyways, this card, I think also looks pretty solid for the most part. We have, we see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, well, it was like 6. Yeah, 6 of the 8 matches are championship matches. And we also have 3 of those are also tag team matches. So I'm not really the biggest fan of like that many tag team matches on a small card. But the ones we're getting for the most part, I think could be pretty good for what we're getting. Don't have like really high expectations for all these matches, but I think if done right, this could be a solid show. Not like, because last year there was a lot of pay-per-views that I was expecting, I just wanted a decent show. I didn't expect much from it. But this show, I'm expecting maybe a little bit more than just decent. I'm expecting maybe a B- or B show. That's what I'm hoping to get out of this pay-per-view for what we got. To surprise, though, 5 of the 8 matches, though, are SmackDown matches, which, to me, I'm cool with that. But it just shows how sad you have Raw having, 12 hours, over the span of how many weeks to build up matches for a dual-brand pay-per-view. And yeah, we only get 3 things coming out of that. A Universal title match involving the guy that we're trying to make everybody love, and now they're about to ruin a big baby face also, Braun Strowman, because now he's a heel. We got to hate him because he's feud with Roman Reigns. The Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss match one match I'm not really too excited for because it's just, I'll explain why shortly. And of course, we have the tag title match with McIntyre and Ziggler taking on Rollins and Ambrose with no Intercontinental title on the line, just the Raw tag title on the line, which, you know, in my opinion, could still be a good match. I actually do. I am interested in seeing what that match could bring to the table as it comes. But without further ado, let's get started. I don't have any idea of what we can get on the pre-show. Maybe Shinsuke Nakamura do like a U.S. Open Challenge or something. But I think since this show has more SmackDown matches, I'm expecting like a Raw brand match on the pre-show. I don't know if they'll do like, you know, Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley or Bobby Lashley and Elias or something with what they did Finn Balor, Baron Corbin on the pre-show. No, thank you. Surprised they didn't put a match between them on this card. I'm really surprised, especially with what happened recently with Finn Balor. I'm really surprised they did not put another match between these two on this card, which thank goodness. It probably would have been Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, man versus man, apparently, with no excuses or whatnot. To make my weird prediction of TLC this year is going to be just like how it was last year. It was supposed to be Pumpkin King Balor versus the Lone Wolf, like a legitimate. Also, we see Baron Corbin change into a werewolf. Oh! And they have a match at TLC. I'm making a joke. I'm not giving WWE any excuses. You hear that loud and clear, WWE? I'm not giving you any ideas. But I'm telling you what I'm thinking based off of your logic. I can see you guys doing that, but don't do it. You understand me? Do not do it. If so, then I'm not going to wish for somebody to get sick of the most. Anyways, let's get into these matches on Hell in a Cell again. Nothing for a pre-show yet. I'm not sure what would happen on the pre-show, but again, I'm expecting something from the Raw brand on the pre-show. I'm going to predict matches in order of how we were going to get that. I think we can open up with the mixed tag team match with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella taking on The Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag team match. This should be a pretty good match. I mean, obviously they need somewhere else to go with this since, you know, Maurice has gotten involved again with this feud of helping Miz beat Daniel Bryan. A really good match at SummerSlam with the Brass Knuckles. Obviously, you know, Brie Bella is, you know, staying up for her husband as well. Of course, the Miz is continuing to attack Daniel Bryan and try to prove that, you know, they've had this heat go to each other for like 8 years, and now it's like they're just laying it all out and just literally just beating the crap out of each other to prove once and for all that Daniel Bryan is superior and Miz is the coward as it's trying to go. So, but you know, the Miz continues to find sneaky victory, playing the great psychology and whatnot, which is what made his matches a lot more enjoyable. Well, I'm not saying a lot more enjoyable, but, you know, going from, like, you know, average to, you know, like really good. Like, just if you need a prime example, watch the match that he had with Seth Rollins at Backlash earlier, the opening match. Literally the only good thing about Backlash this year. But of course, I'm bringing Brie back. Of course, she's kind of like playing two roles. She's playing Nikki Bella's sister on Raw, which they're randomly showing up. I don't even understand why. That whole stuff on Raw is getting annoying. But her Raw on SmackDown, though, has been, you know, enjoyable, and I've enjoyed it. As far as who's going to win, well, I thought about this. Originally, I wanted to go with Miz and Maurice because I felt, okay, you know, we're going to take this to a whole nother level here. You know, I maybe, like, you know, because I kind of got that feel whenever at first when Daniel Bryan was pushed into Brie and knocked her over in that ending segment of SmackDown this past week. I thought maybe they're going to do that, and I also thought because it's either Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella kept getting the upper hand on them. However, it wasn't like they were getting the complete upper hand of all the time. It was just like, you know, Almas and Vega were kind of involved, and there was also showing that, hey, you know, this could be you guys pretty much. Like, and then having Miz and Maurice run away to show that even though that they are able to come up on top, you know, they do have their weaknesses exposed to them. However, though, even though I have no interest in Super Showdown whatsoever, they are having a match for the #1 contendership. For the WWE Championship, The Miz and Daniel Bryan. There's been rumors saying that people think that The Miz is going to win, and he's going to be the one to dethrone AJ Styles and not Samoa Joe later on this year, which, you know, could be the case. Personally, even with Survivor Series coming up, as I know Roman Reigns will most likely still be the Universal Champion, I would rather see Roman Reigns and AJ Styles, because we've seen Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe a couple times the past year or so. And credit's due, they put out good matches, but their Backlash match is bad, and I don't want to see Joe suffer another loss to Roman. So that's why I would rather see it be AJ and Roman. We'd like to see AJ actually beat Roman, but that's for Survivor Series. But get a little ahead of myself. So to me, it wouldn't completely make sense for Daniel Bryan to lose again here to The Miz with him having the more contenders match, because then it would be like, The Miz. And then again, and when I go back on saying that what creates so much heat for The Miz is that what he speaks about is true, and we want the baby faces to prove him wrong pretty much with that. So him winning, I mean, could prove that he is superior, but then Daniel Bryan could get the victory. But then again, this could be a way for Daniel Bryan to get somewhat of a comeuppance on The Miz and give him a little bit more momentum going into this match, not making him look too weak going into this #1 contender match. So he does deserve that spot, and even though he's been on a bad streak, he deserves to get this spot to be a #1 contender. Even if he wins it, because Daniel Bryan and Samoa Joe, we could see AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan or something like that. I mean, I really do feel, though, that eventually, again, I really think that the title match, though, at WrestleMania, because I've been pitching this. I wanted to see something with this feud, extend it, longer, make this like worthy to call me like WrestleMania, and make it very personal to where, somehow Daniel Bryan, loses his job or something like that because of The Miz, and then he has to win the Royal Rumble and beat Miz for the title at WrestleMania 35 or something. That would be a great way to culminate this story, this 8-year story. It will be 9 years next year. But I'm not sure exactly where they're going to go with this. But what we've been getting so far has been good. But that's why I think, just to be safe on Daniel Bryan's side, I'm going to say him and Brie get the victory here over Miz and Maurice. And then we go into the #1 contenders match at Super Showdown, which I honestly don't know who would win that. So I think that's what I think they should happen here. Is Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella beat the Miz and Maurice in the mixed tag team match. That is my prediction for the first match. I'll go over like 2 more matches, then I'll check out the live chat again, guys. Actually, I'll do it now really quick. Let's see. Of course, he needs the mic of Mike. Yes. Now give me the damn mic, Mike. Oh, exactly. The Hell in a Cell factor is what will make it a decent pay-per-view. But again, I'm not expecting anything great. I'm still having that stupid Balor Corbin thing. Not yet. Not yet. As far as I know, again, I really thought they were going to, based off what happened when Balor tried to get one more match against Corbin, but they're not doing that, which I'm completely cool with that. Thank goodness. We got Razdahe Banye. If I mispronounce your name, sir, I completely apologize. He said, "Hello, do you speak Poland?" I do not, but thank you for joining me in the live stream. Who's Roman Reigns? I love that, Larry. Who is Roman Reigns? And speaking of which, also, did you guys see that post yesterday with Stephanie McMahon claims the one thing that makes WWE successful is that they listen to their audience? Stephanie McMahon says that the WWE staff listens to their audience. Seriously. The more lying this company does is going to make me sick. If WWE listened to their audience, Roman Reigns would be a heel Universal Champion and not a babyface Universal Champion, first off. But I like that. Who is Roman Reigns? Larry thinks that Daniel Bryan and Brie will win because then Miz can beat him again in singles matches, and Bryan will finally get his big title win next year at WrestleMania. Having the same opinion. Nice. Yes, exactly. Good joke, Steph. Exactly about that. Yeah, it just makes me sick to my stomach. And no, I didn't literally throw up there. I have not thrown up in almost 13 years, I shall say, probably. Knock on wood. Knock on wood, I have not. But anyways, weird fact about me. Let's get back to these predictions. The second match I have, which is probably the match I'm not looking forward to the most, is Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. I mean, if there was some other little story there, or them at least building like Alexa up to look like she's more prepared for Ronda this time, it made me feel like, oh, like she's doing her homework, she knows what to do. Because literally the story that was told at SummerSlam was that, Ronda Rousey knew that Alexa Bliss was nothing compared to her, so she kind of knew it was a little bit like a cakewalk, pretty much, whatnot. Which, I kind of get. That's what we expected. But I still didn't quite get why, nobody was at ringside for Alexa Bliss. She's always bringing people out to ringside, whether it's Mickie James or Alicia Fox. No, I'm sorry. One more time, loud and clear, because Vince loved it when Noam Dar would say her name, because the way it sounded. Alicia Fox. I didn't understand why they weren't allowed ringside. I never remember, unless it was on the Sting pre-show for SummerSlam, which I did not watch. But I didn't quite understand, why did none of that happen? So now all of a sudden, people are probably going to be at ringside and having the upper hand. To me, that doesn't make Alexa Bliss look more prepared. It just looks like lazy writing. And then I was also pitching the idea, which is why I had it in my Hell in a Cell printed match card, that since Alexa Bliss feels that, the armbar is too dangerous, it's hurting Stephanie McMahon, it's hurt her, and I'm sure it will do damage to other women's wrestlers as well. Because they even brought that up in her championship celebration, that the armbar, that Ronda Rousey will pretty much be breaking a lot of people's arms to win matches, pretty much. So my thing was why don't they go with a match wherever Alexa Bliss claims that the armbar is banned? But we didn't do that. We're just having another one-on-one match with probably some people in Alexa Bliss's corner. Doesn't really excite me that much, but it's pretty darn obvious at this point. Ronda's just going to retain the championship, go on to face Nikki Bella at Evolution, which I'm not looking forward to that at all. But that is that. That match, though, is probably a match I'm not that excited for. So Ronda Rousey is going to retain against Alexa Bliss, no doubt about it. The third match I'm going to predict happening is the Hell in a Cell match between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Now, I understand this is probably more so a situation where Jeff Hardy's trying to get something off his bucket list. It's obvious that his WWE career, his wrestling career in general, is starting to wind down because obviously him and Matt, their bodies are starting to, fall apart a little bit. It doesn't feel like that they're able to take it physically as they used to anymore. And obviously, Jeff Hardy, being the daredevil he is, has a desire to, do something crazy in a Hell in a Cell match. Because I did not realize this, but Jeff Hardy has never wrestled inside Hell in a Cell, as far as I know. So he's having this match against Randy Orton, which, again, the build to this match, it could be Hell in a Cell, but I still kind of felt it was more of like a Street Fighter Extreme Rules build from what we got. But it's obviously done a good job so far in reviving, Randy Orton, bringing back, the heel Randy Orton in him, and just, having just being the more sadistic, snake he is as the Viper. He's just going after any superstar that we hold high on the pedestal, because he claims he doesn't feel that we give him the respect as a legend that he deserves. But of course, he's got, as far as his first attacker is Jeff Hardy. He attempted to erase the Enigma, but Hardy has showed within the past 2 weeks that he can fight back, definitely, and he sure definitely has. And I feel that build has worked smoothly. Of course, a lot of people are saying, I would still say too, that Jeff Hardy is going to do something, dangerous in this match. He could do a swanton bomb off Hell in a Cell. Don't know if it would work. I mean, Shane McMahon just do his fall. It's just like a typical, just stepping off and falling. Jeff Hardy trying to do a somersault in the air, but he's done it off of a ladder before, so I'm pretty sure a couple more feet won't be as scary for him. But yeah, it's at least not as dangerous as again. Jeff Hardy probably doing a swanton bomb off the top of the cell onto Randy Orton or just into the table, probably, in my opinion, will not quite be as dangerous as the spot we got last year, because Sami Zayn explained it perfectly last year on Talk Is Jericho, how he was a nervous wreck for that spot because he had to literally pull Kevin Owens off of that table within like less than 2 seconds. And one, Kevin Owens had a bad back apparently around that time also, so he was getting a little bit slower. As he claimed, there were 3 lives on the line right there. There's Shane, if Shane doesn't land properly. There's Kevin, who, if he doesn't get him up in time, Shane's going to kill him. And there's Sami, if he ruins the whole thing, he's dead as well. But then again, it could be, it still could be dangerous as well. But I feel like, it's going to be a little bit safer. There's only 2 people involved in this. Now, what would be pretty darn sick is if Randy Orton was somehow able to counter that swanton bomb off of like the top of the cell into an RKO. I really don't see that happening though, because Jeff would die if they did that. But I want to say Jeff Hardy does some type of daredevil stunt in this match. However, as far as a winner though, I think Randy Orton needs it more. SmackDown Live again has been better this year. Not like blowing everything completely out of the water, but they are doing the simple things and telling stories. And I feel that Randy Orton needs this victory because Hardy showed he could come back on it, but I think Randy is like starting his heel momentum. And of course, while we want to see him why would he go after other, people on the knock off the pedestal as he's claiming if he suffers a loss here to Jeff Hardy? So I really think he needs to get that heel momentum going a little bit more. So that's why I'm going to pick Randy Orton to win this match. And I think Jeff Hardy's going to, do this daredevil stunt, but it's going to cost him. Again, it would be pretty darn sick if Orton would hit an RKO on Hardy from the top of the cell. But I'm not going to completely count on that. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, if he had doubts, because the story was he had doubts at first about trying the RKO, it's from countering from the curb stomp. I don't know if Orton would be completely safe with trying to do an RKO on Jeff Hardy as he does like a swanton bomb off of Hell in a Cell. But that's me going a little too wild there. But Randy Orton's going to win this Hell in a Cell match in my prediction. Let's see here. Larry says choo-choo, as Lauren would say. Yep, because I live up from trains. He wants Ronda to kill pretty much kill Alexa Bliss in like 10 seconds. Yeah, just do that pretty much. Did you see who was in the first row of yesterday at the Mae Young Classic? I just watched before I did this live stream. Oh, Joe! Yep, Samoa Joe was there. He should have brought a book to read Night Night AJ again. Randy's predicting to win. Jeff does a swanton bomb off the cell on the announce table. Randy escapes. It pins in 1, 2, 3. Something scary will happen at least. He's going to fear for Jeff's life, which is true. It doesn't feel right that they have no babyface position as a opponent for Nakamura for the U.S. title. That's exactly how I thought. That's why I thought maybe they were going to, since, Almas and Rusev were feuding, I thought maybe they'll just make this into like a triple threat match or something like that. But yeah, there really isn't anybody to feud with Nakamura right now, unless they do like Daniel Bryan versus Nakamura for the U.S. title eventually, which wouldn't be bad. I know that's definitely a dream match for the both of them. But I'd rather see that with a little bit higher stakes than just the U.S. title that just has no momentum at all right now. But you got a good point there, Larry, for that. But Jeff Hardy's gonna do a daredevil stunt, but it's probably gonna cost him, and Orton will get the victory at Hell in a Cell. For the SmackDown Live tag titles, we're going to have Rusev Day versus the New Day. I'm very surprised that Rusev Day won that match. I really thought it was going to be the Bar, because the Bar is going to get a match for the tag titles at Super Showdown. But then again, you have the momentum kind of going right now with Rusev Day. You don't want to just cut it off right away with them having things work out. So this match, I think can have just like them being on the same page as a team still, but just cut a little bit short against a team like the New Day. So I think the New Day are just going to retain the tag titles here and probably drop them to the Bar at Super Showdown. I'm going to, even though it's going to be like a glorified house show, as I still feel. But I think the New Day will retain against Rusev Day. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. The build for this match has been awesome. I've been loving the whole Wendy and Night Night AJ and all the other stuff with Samoa Joe attacking, verbally attacking AJ Styles' family to get into the mind of him and just to piss him off and just to take advantage of his anger and whatnot to get that title off of him. But the thing that I am a little upset about is that this match does not have a stipulation. We had a disqualification happen at SummerSlam to kind of take this feud further, but there's no stipulation to really back that up. I thought this could have been Hell in a Cell. Maybe a no disqualification or a falls count anywhere match. Like no holds barred. Just something like nothing like astronomical, but there's something different to this match. To use tables, to use chairs, to use kendo sticks, like any other type of weapons, pretty much. As this feud is turned into a little bit of a blood feud, but we're not getting that. And I understand they only keep that 2 Hell in a Cell matches. If there was more than 2, we probably would be complaining, because when I did 3 in 2016, that was way too much. But this match should have had a stipulation to it, some type of stipulation. Now, who to pick? Now, I know I keep saying that what's probably going to happen is The Miz is probably going to be the one to dethrone AJ Styles. But I'm still going to lay the chips out on the table here. I really think Samoa Joe needs this victory now. He's cut some of the best promos of his career, so why not capitalize on that with a WWE Championship run? I mean, he could hold that till maybe up until Survivor Series, where Styles and Joe have one more match and Styles beats Joe for the title or something like that. Give him a short run. But Samoa Joe, anytime he needs to be a WWE champion, I still feel it's now, because again, he has all the momentum behind him. He's gotten stuff back. I was a little concerned when he first came to SmackDown. He's had a few nagging injuries, and he lost to Roman Reigns at Backlash, and they weren't doing much with him for a while. But now he's feeling he's getting back on track and kind of some of the best promos of his career. I still personally feel he needs to tie the victory more right now, and like AJ can win it back later again if you want to have Roman and Joe at the Survivor Series. I mean Roman and Styles at Survivor Series. I'd rather see that than Roman and Joe again. So yeah, I think Samoa Joe needs to win more. So that's why I'm going to lay the chips out on the table here and say Samoa Joe wins the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell this Sunday for my prediction. Let's see here. Or give us Ty Dillinger back. We could have Ty Dillinger and Nakamura for the U.S. title, or even R-Truth. I'd be fine with that. He's picking New Day's retaining. He's going to say AJ wins again, which is fine with me. There's a rumor that they will give us one huge title change at Super Showdown. He thinks that's when he's going to win the title and hold it for a few months. That might be, what they do at Super Showdown. I'd be fine with that. Of course, that might lead to them having another, not clean finish to this match to protect both of them, which I'd be a little mad about that, but it wouldn't be the worst thing to happen, I feel, in my opinion. Damn, Mike, why do we have so much in common and predict the same things? That's crazy, man, but I like it. Hey, I love it too, man. Definitely. Yeah, I'm going to lay the chips down on the table and say Samoa Joe wins the title here. I mean, he could win it in Melbourne, but I'm going to go as far as saying he does it at Hell in a Cell. So that's why I'm going to predict that. Then we have the Raw Tag Title match: Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre taking on Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. This could be a good match. I mean, again, despite the fact that I keep crapping on the fact that the Shield reunion has not really been having a good taste in my mouth because it's just doing Roman's dirty work. As they said on Raw, they're protecting the yard. Where all they're doing is just protecting Roman because if they were doing more, that Seth would be defending that Intercontinental Championship every week like he does. But he hasn't since getting the second run because he's too busy protecting Roman Reigns. But I do think Rollins and Ambrose can definitely put on a good match against McIntyre and Ziggler. I don't see Ziggler and McIntyre, though, dropping the tag titles because I don't want – well, I mean, they probably could drop the back before Survivor Series, but I don't think Rollins and Ambrose are going to win the titles back here. I think it's too soon for McIntyre just to win the titles, then just drop them right away. Again, they've been a great pairing, but I do think their momentum is continuing to get built up, though. I still think they still have to get some more momentum to get built up in some ways. So I think having a lengthy title reign with the tag titles, the Shield might eventually dethrone them from the tag titles, but not yet, I feel, at least. But that's why I want to say Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler will retain the tag titles in this Raw Tag Team Championship match. Then the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match, another match I'm really looking forward to, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. Again, at first, I wasn't liking how they were having Becky just, bash the crowd, but they finally, toned down on that. So Becky's coming across more as an anti-hero now. I have heard rumors they are maybe considering that double turn. And if it is to happen, I feel we would most likely get it at Hell in a Cell, I feel. Now, if this was a second or third match between these two, I'd say this could have been worthy of a Hell in a Cell feud as well. Because the match that Sasha and Charlotte had in 2016, it was all right, but they still kind of played it a little bit safe. And Charlotte winning probably was not the best option, I felt also. I know they're trying to keep that sorry, that's spit coming out. They're trying to keep that pay-per-view streak alive for Charlotte. But then again, it did kind of hurt Sasha's credibility in some way as well. So I feel that match could have been better than what it was. I still felt they were kind of playing it safe a little bit with the women. Again, a match that I still say that they finally just took the chains off of them and let the women go all out was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this year. That still, to me, is my favorite women's match this year. Despite the fact that Alexa Bliss won the Money in the Bank briefcase, I felt that someone else could have benefited from it, not her winning it. I still felt that was my best women's match of the year so far. But this could definitely possibly be the case also, I feel, is this match. So I'm going to put the chips out on the table, and I'm going to say that I think, obviously these two are due for another match at Evolution. I mean, I would like to see this be the main event of Evolution, not Ronda versus Nikki. But I I'm predicting Becky Lynch to win the championship here. Either that, or I could see, you know, not a clean finish happening. If they are going to be having a match at Super Showdown and another match at what's it called? At Evolution, I think. So I think Becky's either going to win here or we're not going to get a clean finish. That's what I'm going to predict here for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Let's see here. 1000th episode of SmackDown, they do AJ versus Joe. Again, that actually would be a good idea. For some reason, I feel like they will get us a complete Shield title win. When surprising they did, I say they win the tag titles, even if that makes no sense right now. I mean, you know, it could just at least give Ambrose some type of title to go, but then again, it could play that story like, you know, Ambrose felt he was just, you know, playing the short end of the stick here, helping, you know, Rollins and Reigns when he turns heel, probably at the end of the year, or not around Royal Rumble, get ready for him to be a heel going to WrestleMania. He's going to say Shaw retains. And Larry's going to predict that the double turn is going to happen at Evolution where Becky wins the title. Maybe, could be. We'll have to wait and see, though. But I definitely am looking forward to that match between Charlotte and Becky, as I feel they could definitely tear it up. I mean, their matches they had in 2016 when they feuded weren't too bad either, but I feel like, you know, on SmackDown, better writing, and they're even better than they were back then. I feel like these two can put on, you know, a potential women's match of the year candidate as well. So that's why I'm going to say Becky retains. That's my number one. My second would be not a clean finish some way. But that's Becky Lynch retain the title for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And then, of course, our main event is going to be Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman for the Universal title inside Hell in a Cell. This could be a good match still. I mean, Mick Foley, special guest referee also, which to me, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it's the 20th anniversary of his, you know, his iconic moment. So I kind of respect him. I don't expect much to happen, although they probably will have, you know, Braun Strowman try to take out Foley or something like that because he's a heel. We got to hate him in some ways, which is going to be stupid. If it wasn't for that bad taste and it would have booked this better and even making it just like, you know, a face-on-face match somewhere, I could tolerate more because, again, these two definitely put on some of the greatest matches of 2017 last year. And, you know, Hell in a Cell, you know, brings something new to the table. I get it. But I see this as setting Braun Strowman's career down the tubes. In some ways, I'm seeing this as they're probably going to, you know, kind of pull off what R-Truth and Miz did in 2011 in that triple threat match. Like somehow, you know, someone, you know, controversially raised the cage, they snuck in and started beating down. I think something's going to happen where, like, you know, the Shield, and I hate to say this because they said this. They said this phrase, and even cage side seaters use it in their notes for the results. The Shield and Dogs of War, Ziggler and McIntyre, are going to go in there. There's going to be utter chaos happening in the match just to protect Roman, the crap out Roman Reigns once again. I see Roman Reigns retaining. We get another failed cash-in for the second year in a row. The men's Money in the Bank contract fails their cash-in, unfortunately. So that's what I'm going to see happening. Roman Reigns is going to retain. And then, of course, you know, this terrible run is going to continue. They would have just booked Roman like he was in 2016 as WWE World Heavyweight Champion whenever he feuded with AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. I would be able to tolerate this feud more. But that's not the case here. Roman's retained the championship. I mean, I would rather see Strowman win, of course. Like, I mean, I'll be rooting for Strowman for sure, but Roman's going to retain, no doubt about it. So just go over my results one more time. I have Bryan in my notes, I accidentally wrote down Bryan and Miz wins. Bryan and Brie wins the mixed tag match. Ronda retains her title. Orton wins after Jeff Hardy does a daredevil move in their Hell in a Cell match. New Day will retain. Samoa Joe will win the title. Ziggler and McIntyre will retain the Raw tag titles. Becky will win the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, or it's going to end in a dirty finish. And then Roman Reigns is going to retain the title after pointless and, you know, just, you know, overwhelming chaos at Hell in a Cell for the Universal Championship match. Check the live chat one more time. I got to get off. I got to get going in a few minutes here. Roman will win, unfortunately. Those were all like bold predictions for me, but it's fun to make a few predictions. Thanks for giving me the opportunity, Mike. No worries at all there. Always no Appreciate your support. Nothing makes sense in WWE on the main roster, at least in 2018, because NXT always delivers. That is true. Because really, I'm thinking about it today because, you know, I'm throughout the year, since I do on my other friend's channel, we do a collaboration with other people of like our end of the year rewards. And honest to God, I'm really struggling to see, you know, who is like the best male competitor of the year, who's the best female competitor of the year. I thought maybe Seth Rollins for male competitor of the year, but I feel like, you know, he's kind of on a level where it's like we knew he could be at what point. So I'm really not sure who to consider. You know, like female competitor of the year, we've had some good performances, and like, you know, Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, like Charlotte's had some good. I mean, here's the thing, actually, if Becky Lynch wins the championship and like she continues this momentum going, then I could probably give that nod to her because she's the one who's had the story going this year. Like Charlotte, yeah, she's been the champion a couple times this year, but like, you know, she's done nothing really different from what we've seen so far. But yeah, 2018 has been not really one of the better years for the main roster. I definitely agree. I mean, last year was inconsistent, but there was stuff on the main roster that mattered. This year, it's just everything's toned down because nothing can be better than the big dog. Pretty much. But yeah, I got a point there. Larry, we'll watch an NXT live review afterwards. Sure. It's so hard to say. Yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, I definitely reviewed the NXT last night. But with that, guys, I think I will check out because I gotta get going in a few minutes. Go eat a nice dinner at the Hard Rock Cafe, probably a burger, and I get a big slice of Oreo cheesecake. And see some of my friends. But I will be back up here probably live later on to do my special live stream of the week, which is going to be my top 10 Hell in a Cell matches of all time. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe like 9 o'clock tonight, Pittsburgh time, possibly. We'll be seeing that. And then just a couple odds and ends here and there. And then again, Sunday will be Hell in a Cell live review. And then again, I will consider doing some live reactions during Hell in a Cell. Probably maybe for Joe and Styles, the Hardy and Orton match. Again, if I didn't have the bad taste of what the results are going to be for the Universal title match, I'd say that, but I don't want to do that. So Hardy and Orton, Joe and Styles, and maybe Becky and Charlotte, because I do have some high expectations for that match. I think it could be pretty darn good. But yeah, guys, that is it for my live review. I wanted to say thank you to King Larry and Ahmed for tuning in for this. Leave your predictions for Hell in a Cell as well down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click buy, like, and subscribe or content coming to the channel, and follow me on Twitter at DemandEveryone93. And actually also put this out there as well. If you guys have any requests for any matches to do live reactions for this Sunday for Hell in a Cell, let me know them as well. So guys, I am checking out. I will see you guys probably in a few hours for my special live stream of the week, my top 10 Hell in a Cell matches. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your meals tonight, and I will see you all later. Till then, take care, everybody, and peace out.